Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey Podcast, episode 197. Still on the lake bed. Chris, you still here?
I am.
Have you seen Lorenzo? He went missing again.
Fortunately, yes, we found him.
He was only gone for a short time.
A little under 24 hours.
Oh, way under 24 hours.
Okay.
It was like less than
12?
Well, way less than 12.
6?
He was recovered right away.
Was he recovered? Did he fall back into alcoholism or?
I don't know, but he was next to my bed, passed out. But I didn't see any empty bottles, so. But you sound a little congested there. Are you nursing the hammer lug?
Man, you know what? We are recording right now. We are on the last night on the lake bed. We stayed an extra day. We're going to be rolling out of here tomorrow morning. But yes, I'm nursing a little bit of hammer lung. Man, we had not one but two windstorms this trip.
Yeah.
And the second windstorm happened on race day, Saturday afternoon. It really whipped up, and the dust was wicked.
Yeah,
I mean, we were walking around with buffs on, and at one point I had an N95 mask on to try to keep the dust.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that.
Hot Rodney had Latte JL Rodney had KN95 masks that he was handing out.
Wow.
And, yeah.
I just had my Wheeling Wine and Whiskey neck gaiter there. But, yeah, that wind whipped up a wicked web of dust, man. It was woo, at times in Hammertown and at the camp. And it was like, I can't imagine what it was like on the race course, too.
Oh, right. But it was shifting direction, too. It was doing 180s on us. I mean, it was like blowing, I don't know what directions are, but it was blowing from that direction. I'm pointing down the hill.
That's right. And then back up
it was
the
blowing
hill.
up the hill. It was like, fuck. It's like it blew the dust down the hill.
It
and
did.
Then the same dust came back and hit us a second time. It was like, fuck, really?
It is. The dust is no joke out here.
Oh,
boy, here we go. Overall, I think we were very fortunate. The weather was great.
Yeah.
Some cold mornings.
Oh, yeah.
I know Friday morning of the EMC race, I had my thermals on, and I had big, heavy jacket and everything, and I was comfortable down in the start line. So Saturday morning, I dressed the same way. I come out of my camper, and it was like 10 degrees warmer.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need my ski jacket.
Well, I knew it was going to be warm when my furnace never kicked on all night long.
Too. I had the furnace off. I only turned it on the first couple nights, and then in the morning to warm up. But hashtag Lance Life.
Right.
I'll tell you, the Lance Life is really good. It's going to be a dusty life here when we get home and have to clean all this mess up. I'm looking at your counter, and there's just like probably an 1/8-inch thick layer of dust over in the corner there.
Well, if you look behind the stove cover, there's shapes of the bottles that were sitting back there.
Oh my gosh! Well, it's been a phenomenal trip. We'll continue to update, but I think we did the Miles Hasselquist podcast. That was great.
Super popular.
Fun sitting down with him right at the beginning of our trip. And then Bronson and Jess from Rec Gear rolled into camp.
That's right.
And then took our friends DFF Fab and Anthony and Pryor and I don't know who else went from that group.
All the
over
hardcore
there.
wheelers.
Yeah, so they went out to Backdoor, and I guess they rolled into camp and then rolled DFF Fab. So that was pretty funny.
Right?
Anthony and Pryor went upside down on Backdoor. I'm sorry I wasn't there to witness it. I'm glad I wasn't there to witness it because that means I would have taken my buggy in there and, it wouldn't have, maybe not have ended well. I don't know.
Well, those are you're still a drag axle, and those guys are all four-wheel steer.
No, Pryor's not.
Oh, Pryor's not?
Pryor's drag axle. Drag axle lives matter, dude.
I saw that shirt.
Yeah, so we got I finally met him. He was on our meet and greet there over at Turkey Claw.
That's right.
Gear. Super cool. I saw the sweatshirt, and I saw the IG post like, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I go, oh, that's awesome. I got to get one of those, And so I went over there, and I'm like, hey, I love your sweatshirt. Oh, thanks. That's my company. And I go, we just started putting these out. And I go, so his name was Matt Black.
Matt Black.
Yeah, like Jimmy Jet Black,
Jimmy Jet Black, and
Matt Black,
Chris Black,
Jason Green. You know, you get all the color names going, I guess. So I introduced myself. He's got a cool buggy that he was wheeling,
but it's a drag axle.
It is a drag axle because they do matter. Those lives do matter.
Well, as you've proven over and over again, drag axles can still do it.
It works. So that worked out really well. So we were talking, Bronson and Jess and us, and we go, wow, how many people do you think are going to show up Sunday morning, 20,
25.
30 maybe?
Yeah.
And I guess they got a count of 46 rigs, and then a few more.
Counting.
Yeah, a few more showed up after that. So we were, let's just say 50 rigs.
It was huge.
And most of them were buggies.
They were built.
I mean, that's the crowd that, they definitely cater to. We're all across the map here, but
discriminatory, whatever you want to call
non-denominational.
Denominational.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm into the bourbon here. So.
You are. You're tired, and you're nursing hammerlung
and bourbon.
So, the listener getting together, we handed out stickers. Bronson and Jess handed out stickers. That was super cool. But maybe I'm rehashing stuff. I know we recorded with them. We should probably roll that right now. So I'm not rehashing the whole trip. Yeah, I think we should.
Boom.
All right, Chris, we are here. KOH on the Lake Bed 2023.
Yeah.
And we have some friends of ours back. Well, you didn't get to meet them at Trail Hero.
No, I did not.
But you met them now. What do you think?
They're cool.
They're cool. They're cool people, huh? Cool cats.
Super glad to catch you this time. Last time it was kind of a bummer. He's like, I'm only half of Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. I was not here. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, everybody knows the story of why I wasn't there, so we won't rehash all that. But
we got Bronson and Jess from Wrecked Gear. Good morning, guys.
Good
How
morning.
you doing?
Thanks for having us.
All right. Yeah, well, thanks for being here. We wanted to catch up with you and just chat about our little group subscriber listener run that we put on yesterday.
That was a hoot.
At Turkey Claw.
Yeah, that actually went really well. I was very happy.
How many rigs?
We had someone stop counting at 46.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so verified 46 minimum. All right.
Yeah.
We'll
and
check.
then
We got some drone footage. So
Okay.
I figured we'd count then and have a final number later.
Right on.
All right. So of the 46 rigs that were counted, I mean, most of them were highly modified buggies, or were there stockish rigs?
I would say, well, I don't think we had any like super stock rigs.
No, we didn't.
We had, a good group of Toyotas on 37s, the typical like awesome Toyota killer Toyota builds.
Right.
But we did, we had way more buggies than I thought would come out because it was such a, good medium of a trail for everybody that, I didn't think we were going to have the buggy turnout that we did, but I think that was almost 50% of it. So,
Oh, yeah.
and what I didn't expect is the spectators on the side weren't spectators. They were also followers of Wheel and Wine and Whiskey or Wrecked Gear, which was super cool.
Mentioned that this morning, and that was cool. I didn't realize that either.
I didn't realize it either. I just thought they were hanging out watching Turkey Claw, like it's like chocolate.
They just
Thunder
wanted they want to see carnage, man.
Well, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was the carnage roaches out there just like waiting for us to flip, roll, and blow up. And I was like, man, how did they find out about this? It's 10 in the morning. These guys are relentless.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
go ahead.
it was good, and you got the crowd organized there right before the run, and just said, hey, made it very clear this is the meet and greet portion of it, and we're just going to go out wheeling, and you're on your own at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And it was a little bit of a log jam in there, but it was fun. There's what's cool about Turkey Claw is there's a lot of different lines in there within this little canyon. So you can pick from mild to wild, and some people got a little wild, little drive shaft action there.
Drive shaft, brake line,
but we didn't have to.
calipers.
Well, I did pull that one guy back, pulled that one Toyota off that rock, and then that was it, though. One Jeep had to get yanked, I think. I don't know if he was with us. He was up ahead. Oh, he was?
Was he?
Oh,
Okay.
the one ahead? No.
Yeah, I don't think the one ahead was.
I think that was the biggest jam up of our thing. We had 3 or 4 rigs sneak in right before.
No, there was more than that. There was like a whole group.
Yeah.
Just that like pulled in right before we pulled in.
Yeah. Because we instantly stopped.
Yeah.
Just log jammed. But yeah, I don't think they were part of the group. They became part of the group.
Yeah.
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 We had to get them
love
out.
Wheeling Wine and Whiskey right here. What do you do?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I couldn't believe the support that we had come out there. I mean, wow. Like, again, we just said, hey, we're doing this like 2 weeks ago, and really never revisited it because we didn't want it to get too big or anything like that. We just wanted the diehards that wanted to come out, the people who would see that and know to go. You know, we didn't want to really push it too much, and boy, the amount of people that came out and the support, and everybody had a good time. I talked to almost everyone that came through there, and they were pumped that we did it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Glad
handed
you
out
guys-
some stickers. You guys had your Wreck Gear Band-Aid stickers. We had our stickers.
I had to get a couple more stickers
Yeah.
for me too.
Okay.
You're like, you guys want some stickers? I'm like, yes, I do.
Sure. Yeah, and then we had quite a few notables on the trail there. Eric Wicks was there.
Yeah.
We had Matt Black was there with the Drag Axles Matter sweatshirt on, his new gear, so that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Had a Kevin and Caitlin, rock crawlers, competition rock crawlers there. And then who was that other guy? Dwayne or
Yeah, Dwayne. He was also a We Rock comp.
comp crawler.
He was telling me he actually won it, the whole We Rock
Series
last year. Yeah.
Oh, really? In his class.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The veteran guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that rig
DVORA.
was clean, man. That was a nice rig.
Yes.
So, anyways, yeah.
We also had John Martinson with the Fiat.
Oh, that's right. That's the ghoulie. Yeah.
That guy's like the rowdiest guy I know.
He's so much fun. We've been watching him out there at Chocolate Thunder, and he gets the crowd going.
Just putting on a show.
Yeah.
That motor rev pops like nothing else. Sounds like a machine gun when it comes out.
I know.
And then he does that, and then he hits the Daisy Duke horn.
Yeah.
Pop, 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 pop. I mean, he is a crowd pleaser. His rig's a crowd pleaser.
It
You know,
is.
if it's just sitting there, you're just blown away with it.
Super
That was
unique
fun.
with the bass boat green metallic paint job.
I love that paint.
And
it
it just,
was so cool.
it's all sparkly in the sun.
Yeah.
He put on a show on that wall at the
He
the end of
did.
the trail there.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, you
He
missed
did?
that?
Yeah, he walked up it pretty. I guess he tried the day before and couldn't make it, and then he made it yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
The
It's the
veteran
crowd
guy.
confidence.
There's two of the two 4-wheel steer buggies went up. The veteran guy and the clean was Dwayne. You said.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He went up first, and then the other guy. I got to go down.
Yeah.
They both made it up, and it was pretty cool to watch.
Good.
Turns out I wheel better with the crowd also. So
Yeah.
I do. Most of the time, like, I get anxiety if we're, like, with just our friends and, like, I'm in the front. I'm like, no, I'm going too slow. What am I doing?
Oh, really?
And then we get, like, a crowd at an event, and I'm like, I got this. And then I walk it. I don't understand.
Wow. Well, that's good.
It makes
Usually it's
no
the other way
sense.
around.
Yeah.
She likes the pressure. I
Yeah.
guess.
you like, yeah.
Only if there's people looking at me, you know?
Okay.
Make or break, right?
It's like that don't mess up moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe you're just a little more focused. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think
Huh.
I even noticed the people half the time.
Okay.
There's one that he let me do a line in his TJ that could have completely destroyed his TJ. And I didn't drive it often. And I'm like, can I do this? I feel confident. And he's like, if that's what you want to do, like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to ride passenger and spot you. I don't think I heard anybody else. We have video of it, and so many people are yelling at me, Jess, put your tire here. No clue they were talking.
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, you're super focused in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
this is the only guy I listen to.
Yeah.
Bronson. He's my spotter.
There you go.
Only trustworthy person on
Well,
the trail for
that's
me.
a good rule to follow right
Yeah.
there.
It is. Yeah. You definitely got to know your spotter, and especially if your spotter knows your rig,
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
So you guys, 4 days you've been out here in the desert, roughly 3-4 days.
Yeah, 3-4.
Yeah.
And you've
3,
done
4.
you every time I go by, you're out, you're gone. You've done a lot of wheeling.
Trying to get the most out of our limited amount of time.
Yeah.
We're pretty good at that. We always have that 9 to 5 over our heads, so we have to find these blocks of 3 or 4 days. But we get pretty much, as
Max
much
it.
as anybody else gets an event, we're just nonstop
Max it out.
going.
Yeah.
maxed
Right on.
out.
Yeah. What's been the highlight of the lake bed shenanigans here?
Well, for us, since it's our second year, kind of knowing what's going on this year has really been nice. Like knowing kind of the routine, or like if you want to see somebody, you make a schedule and you meet them at this place. You know, like there's no like, yeah, I'll text you. If you text him, I get texts like 9 hours later. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, bud.
Yeah, sorry.
Wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as wheeling, I don't know. It's all been great. I've just been having fun doing trails we didn't get to do last year. And
what was your favorite trail? Or what is your favorite trail?
Full Love so far. That one was pretty rowdy.
That one was rowdy.
There's some gnarly stuff in there. I did that 3 years ago, and it was like, I'm getting a buggy.
Yeah, we went out with the Rock Dog, which is the most innovative rock crawler ever.
Oh, is it that hydraulic one?
Yeah, it's the one that has the extended wheelbase.
Oh, yeah.
You can. It's everything has a hydraulic balance to it, to where he
said it can extend 8 feet.
Yeah. So he was actually on that trail 3 years ago with one of it. This is a newer version that he has now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was underpowered at the time. The hydraulic was really struggling to work. But this new one, pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah, and he said this one is his favorite version.
Okay.
He says it's his most dialed and dependable, and it's pretty cool.
It's funny because I can't remember if it was that Full of Love or a different trail, but he was telling us, he's like, man, I saw this waterfall, and he said, I'm going to drive up that. He's like, it may have taken me a few years, but I can drive up it. I'm like, Alec, you're the only person that can drive up
right.
that.
Adjustable wheelbase.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of adjustable wheelbase, he had done this crazy line, and he looks back at Bronson, and he's like, man, I don't know how you're going to get that, those fixed wheelbase buggies. And I was like, that's not a thing, Alec. What are you?
Yeah, right.
I've never heard this.
He said that so nonchalantly,
It was so funny.
like everybody knew what a fixed wheelbase and a variable wheelbase was.
There's only one of those out there.
I looked at him and I was like, "You are the only one that can say that, and you said it like it's common knowledge."
That's hilarious.
I really enjoyed that. That was probably my favorite.
Well, there's the
line
next
of the
shirt.
year.
Fixed wheelbase rigs matter.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
That's funny. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's true though, because we looked at the line he did, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know how us fixed wheelbase buggies can do that. Like, you're right. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that is an impressive machine to watch.
It really is cool.
I love hydraulics and ran a lot of equipment that's hydraulic, but man, you blow hoses and you're done. One leak and you're dead in the water. So it's like,
for sure,
a lot of moving parts on that rig, but it's super cool to watch wheel.
A lot of points of failure.
8 gallons.
8 gallons. Yeah.
Hydraulic fluid on that rig.
Yeah.
On the rig,
just to
in the lines,
in the tank.
Working fluid.
Yeah.
So I asked him, "Do you carry any spare?" And he says, "What kind?" He said, "There's multiple kinds of fluid." And he's like, "I just have it all at my camper."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we've had problem with those hydraulic hoses and stuff. We've taken a couple hoses. You know how they have like the steel braiding? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you're like, how am I going to cut this line? We've had like a hatchet and some rocks.
You
got through.
Special
Yeah,
tools.
you got it.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
But it's
you need a
impressive.
cut off wheel ideally, but if you got
of course the special tools,
battery
to flip
operated
everything
grinder.
back on, and
He's got to have some specialty tools on that thing.
Yeah.
We got to feature his rig too. I guess that's a highlight. He was my first wrecked rides feature.
Oh, was he?
When I was just getting into trying to go bigger than just a little bit of Jeep stuff, and I caught him at We Rock, and I was like, man, that was one of the coolest rigs, and it was one of his 2 or 3 rigs ago. And I was like, gotta get that. And I was I kept it up. So if anybody wants to go back there and look at it, it's pretty cringy. It's about this windy.
Playlist.
We're trying to talk. Didn't have proper mics.
Well, yeah, but it's fun to go back. And it's just like our podcast in the early years. It's like, oh, well, we've learned since then. If you went the other direction and didn't improve, then it's like, well, maybe you should find something else to do.
Well, I mean, think about how things have evolved. I mean, when we first started the show, we had a mixing board that was bulky. We connected it to my laptop, so I had to carry it. And now we just have this. And about a couple
we got a few different options, but
we do. But I mean,
but it's that simple, and it's probably much better quality.
Without a doubt.
Crazy.
Because sound quality on a podcast is critical. So
yeah.
Well, yeah.
So it was really cool that he was our first, and then this time I was able to like get it down, and I was, and they really liked their first one. They were pretty stoked about it, and I was like, I am so glad I can actually give one of your rigs some justice.
That's
because I feel we can put out something that's worth watching now.
Sure.
That people are going to learn a lot about.
Yeah.
does he let anybody else drive it?
His lady, yeah.
Carrie.
Carrie's the only
She's actually competed in it before too, and then
wow.
that's when they kind of limited the unlimited class. Yeah. So they were telling us, well, unlimited's a little more limited afterwards. Because
You must have a fixed wheelbase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were a
broke
little
the
too
mold of
unlimited.
competition a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Where's he live? Is he out of Arizona?
He's in Nebraska. I believe he's a wheat farmer, not a weed.
Not a weed. Wheat with an H.
And he goes out there and works everything there for the harvest and everything, and gets it cranking, and then I think he spends a good part of his at least a third of the year traveling and wheeling. He goes around. He was telling us that he wants to start going out of country too, which is cool.
Wow.
Another person with that farmer mentality and just tinkering shit together to make it happen, right? I mean,
He makes it happen very well.
A lot of farm equipment is hydraulic.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
just applying, probably those hydraulic parts are from scrap tractors or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys unfortunately are leaving today.
I know we've had such a the limited time we've been at camp.
You've maximized.
This camp is really cool. You guys have everything dialed here at the Hammers, and we're super appreciative that you guys had us come over here and had us all lined up so we could have a nice, seamless, and fun Hammers experience.
Right
There
on.
you go.
Yeah.
It's really been
Unfortunately,
great.
you didn't get pizza last night, but we didn't.
Oh.
They pulled the plug on it because of the wind.
Yeah.
So they ended
got
up doing
gnarly last night
We
for
didn't
a while.
stew and
We didn't
pasta.
even know. We went to our camper, and I thought about it. I was like, should we go check to see if there's food?
Yeah.
It's kind of not even.
Yeah, there was
like, we're
stew
just
and
cooking.
pasta over there, but Chris and I did our own thing too in the camper, and we were like, everybody was just kind of hunkering down last night.
Yeah, it was kind of like a ghost town out here.
Yeah.
We met up with some friends that came in yesterday. We went out right as they were coming in, so when we got back from our trail ride, we were like, what are you guys doing? Like, checking in on them. And we ended up going out with them again, and we're driving around, and like, there's nobody out there. It was felt so strange. Like, I understand why they weren't out there. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But it was
Definitely
very
a goggle
strange.
day.
Yeah, ghost town.
Yeah, when I was in the camper last night, I almost thought I had to put some 4-point harnesses in. It was shaking so bad. It was wild. Like,
Yeah.
starting to get a little seasick.
Yeah.
Like crazy. I was like,
Moving
"Oh,
around."
Man.
What Jason was saying, we were eating dinner, and here we had a glass. Each of us had a glass of wine, and they were rattling around. And you thought, this is like touring on an airplane.
It was seriously like sitting in an airplane seat because the wine was moving in the glass. I'm like, dude, this is great. That's how much the camper was shaking. Your camper shakes more than mine. You've got more mass or something with the slide out, I think, too.
The slide out wasn't. And that,
My jacks down, that thing it'll rock a little bit, but not bad.
I'll check the jacks today.
All right.
But yeah,
But that's
and I
hilarious.
have that topper on top over the slide that was like a sail. So
Oh yeah, you got that little awning. Yeah. That's funny. 4-point harness in the RV. Oh,
Crazy. There's
yeah.
a couple times I was like, are we going over? Like,
Yeah. It was blowing that hard at times. But this is Hammers. Unfortunately, there's always a day or so of wind, and hopefully this will be the end of it here. And you guys got a couple good days though when you got here. That was beautiful,
yeah.
absolutely beautiful. Great wheeling weather, crisp morning and warm afternoon,
Right.
And then nice evening, nice cool evening, we'll say. Jackets definitely required. I got my heated jacket on right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's nice
Pro
and cozy.
tips. Pro tips.
Another pro tip. Goggles, heated jacket, chapstick.
Yeah.
Chapstick. That's been like my number one.
And then hand lotion. Man, my hands started cracking. I'm like, my hands are always in bad shape, but they're like extra bad out here.
Yep.
But yeah, so anything else? you want to chat about before we let you get back
I'm
to?
just super happy our run went really well.
Yeah, I am too.
It was best case scenario.
It was super cool. Great turnout. Great, we had great weather before we got it in before the big wind.
Everybody was very capable. They knew the assignment. They executed. They had a good time, and
it's cool to meet people too. I mean, like I was telling Bronson this morning, it's like you guys are on a camera, so they know your face, so they immediately recognize you.
Yeah.
Us, they don't recognize until they hear us talk.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, you're Jason. Oh, you're Chris. So it's fun to meet people, and then they're like, oh, this is the buggy, and so all the stuff that we talk about. So I should have brought Lorenzo out yesterday. I didn't even think about it.
Oh, boy.
Didn't even think about it.
Yes.
Probably
Lorenzo should have been in the. Oh, that's why he was pissed at me this morning. I didn't even know. When you do something wrong, you don't even know, and your spouse is all pissed off. That's the look that
giving
he
you
gave
the stink
me.
eye.
Yeah, total donkey stink eye
You're
this morning.
busted.
But anyways, and so good connecting with you guys. Glad you made it out and camped with us. It's been fun. And the subscriber/listener run was awesome.
Yes.
And looking forward to doing more stuff in the future together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get out your way, or maybe get you out to Arizona.
I will
good.
definitely make it out there. Maybe this winter. Might happen.
I foresee wheeling in our future.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta hit Rubicon Fordyce Barrett.
Yes.
Yep.
It's on the list.
Yeah, you're gonna be amazed. It's just super beautiful, fun wheeling, and yeah. All right.
Well, we're gonna go break the cardinal rule and go wheeling right before we have to leave. So.
Oh, perfect.
Absolutely.
You'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Just fine.
Go out with a bang.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks
Thank
for being
you.
on.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Well, there we go. So, there's the recap right there.
Awesome. That was a fun day.
It was a really good
I was
day.
struggling a little bit with my throat, but then I lost my voice down during the meetup. But
That's right. You've had all kinds of issues here on the lake bed.
yeah, my recommendation to people is just don't get old like me. That's all.
Nice. Yeah, and then that I don't know if we talked about it, but I think Bronson did mention it, but the brake rotor came off.
That's
that
right.
one Toyota truck.
We were sitting right behind him. I'm like, "What's he doing?" Oh, he
had a brake line.
He had vice grips, and he was clamping off the brake line. And then he started to move further up the trail, and his caliper was getting ready to fall off.
Yeah, the caliper bolt broke. So
and I pointed it out to you, and you got out.
You might want to
said,
get that fixed.
Yeah, but that guy had no F's to give. I mean, he was just going. He wanted to play.
Yeah, that was
wanted to get rowdy. Hey, howdy, let's get rowdy.
It did get a little rowdy in there. It was good rowdy though. It was a great camaraderie. What's cool about that is just you pick your own poison there in Turkey Claw. So
yeah, and Turkey Claw was part of the race later in the week too. So we got to kind of experience what the trail was what the trail is going to be like for the racers, which obviously they're going to blow through it in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
instead of 2 hours.
Like I said, it's so cool getting to run the same trails that they run on race day, and it really gives you perspective of what's going on. I think his name was Tommy Thompson, 89 Yoda. I got brake rotor here. That's got to be him. My notes, my beat up notes here from. Holy smokes! There's a lot of hieroglyphics here. I try to take notes as I meet people. So we had that one guy when we were. He had the red truck when we were at Dawn. When we were going into, we were walking down to Hammertown, and he stopped us.
Oh yeah. And I ran into him again.
You had just, I think the sweatshirt on or something that had the logo on the back, W3 logo, and then he goes, "Is Wheeling Wine and Whiskey?" Yeah. Oh man, I love listening to you guys, and that was cool. And then we had that other fan. I want to say his name was Matt. He was from the Southern California area. Palm Desert or something.
We ran into so many people.
Yeah,
apologies to everybody if we don't remember your names and talking to you.
I try to write them down here. See, I try to write them down right away, but some of my hieroglyphics don't come through. And I'm a little fuzzy right now. I mean, just in a haze from being in the desert for a
million days.
Here.
I think we counted you. We've been down here for 12.
It had been a while.
12 sleeps.
Yeah, it was a while. Comfortable though. The Lance life is great. but I'm ready to get home and have a real long shower.
Yeah.
And a barbecue, a house, in my bed. Bed's comfortable.
Do you remember where your house is?
I don't know.
Lorenzo might be able to navigate you there.
I have to look at that. I think it's one Briarcrest. I think that's where it is.
Briarcrest. You have a pool and a pond?
I do. I do have a pond and a hot tub.
Oh, nice. But, there's still more to come. There's still more.
So much more. So, our good friends, the Wicks family Racing.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a blast this year. I've got some stories to tell coming up where we went out wheeling with the Rufus team. So all the Australians and the Wicks and our transplant Australian guy, Ozzy.
Yeah.
So that was fun early in the week. But what was cool is we were pre-running, some of the course.
Correct.
With Justin and Pip and
seeing the legit trails.
Yeah, and getting to stopping and looking at different sections and listening to them. That was pretty insightful.
Sure.
Of where they're picking lines. If somebody's wadded up in the trail, that they can do an alternate line.
Go over there? Can we do this? Can we literally scale mountains?
Yeah. So. So we interviewed Justin Wicks, who was almost Ironman this event. He did the King of the Motos.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
And then he did 4,800, the wrong seat with Woody Rose. And
right.
did extremely well there. They
did.
Finished 7th, I want to say.
It sounds about right.
It was definitely top 10.
Don't hold us to it.
It was definitely top 10.
There'll be a full recap.
The internet has been the interwebs have been a little spotty down here. I think the dust has gotten to them, but
right.
I definitely need to look at the official results and stuff. But so that was great for Woody and Justin, and then we talked to Justin there, and so we talked to him before. It was right before that race, huh? So it was on Thursday when we spoke.
Correct.
With Justin.
We went into the pits with the
because
Wicks.
he was getting ready. He had his car all prepped. They were getting ready to put panels back on. So went over that with a fine-tooth comb. His 4400 car, the Bora Racing. Oh, Bora Maxxis racing car. So we'll get into that little Easter egg there.
Right.
So yeah, and getting him right before the evening before the 4800 race with Woody. And then, boom, and then he went out on the 4400 race on Saturday.
As the driver with his dad as co-dog.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the show, you know that he's also the nephew of Eric Wicks, who unfortunately was unable to race because of injuries.
Yeah, he was bumming.
He was here, and he was definitely jonesing and bumming and emotional and all over the spectrum. And rightly so.
Yeah, it's tough when you got this badass car all prepped, ready in your garage to race
on trails that were on a racetrack that was built by a bomber.
So he had his trail bomber out here, and we were running those trails with everybody. And after the first day, he's like, "Dude, I feel good. Maybe I can race."
Right.
Like, dude, that's probably not a good idea. Let's see how you feel the next morning. Next morning, he was like, "Yeah, no, not a good idea.
Not good.
So, when this episode comes out, I think he's going to be having a surgery that day.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Right.
Whew. Well, best of luck, Eric. I hope everything comes out, and we'll be chatting here soon to see.
But this is all about Justin.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and listen to Justin's interview.
Boom.
All right, Chris, we are here in the pits with Justin Wicks. How about that?
I like it. I think we used that last year.
We did, but it's good.
I think we said in the pits with the Wicks. But
in the pits with the Wicks, yes. We had Eric Wicks with us and Chris, Justin's dad. And but yeah, we're focusing on Justin right now.
Absolutely.
You know?
The man of the hour, the man of the hour.
He's one of the resident badasses here on the lake bed.
That's correct.
So, Justin, welcome to the podcast once again. How you doing?
Really good. Thank you guys for having me.
Right on. Hey, so let's start out when you got on the lake bed and you brought something with two wheels and a two-stroke engine. What were you thinking?
So last year, Ozzy let me ride his 300 two-stroke and did a little pre-running on that and gave me the desire to go back, get my own, and try my hand at King of the Motos.
Yeah. So what did you think? I mean, because I know you've done a lot of riding out in the deserts and stuff, so you were, this wasn't foreign to you, and you're a badass rider on two wheels, but what did you think of King of the Motos?
It was a ton of fun. It was super grueling, but kind of embrace the suck and have an adventure. So I was kind of going out more for a competitive trail ride. Wasn't going super hard. Just wanted to finish it
and not get hurt.
Yeah, not get hurt.
That was my biggest fear. I'm like, oh crap, Justin's doing all these races. I don't want to see him get hurt.
Well, right, and seeing some of the footage that we saw, I mean, some of those climbs, the canyon climbs, and some of the trails where you basically have to dismount the bike, rev it up, and drop the clutch, and just send it because there's no way you're riding up that.
Yeah, I launched the bike a few times. Sometimes there's no way around it.
Right.
Either launch the bike up some walls, or there was a few times where it was just let the bike slide down the mountain and chase after it.
Oh, man. Crazy loose rock out here. Shaly, it's, I don't know. My hat's off to you guys that ride that stuff. That's a whole nother level of crazy.
Let me ask you a question on that regarding that. I mean, is it the same type of camaraderie between riders when in the motos as it is between racing teams with the four-wheel rigs?
If it's not the same, I'd say it's more.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
So riders helping each other get their bike up something, or?
Oh yeah, I'd say like the very last trail, dead blow, and the going up, dead blow. It was me and three other guys. Had no idea who they were, but we teamed up in that trail, and we were lifting our bikes up walls and pulling each other up stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but that was kind of going on throughout the whole race.
Oh, right.
I teamed up with my buddy Preston, and he's a local out here. He's a phenomenal rider. He knows all these trails like the back of his hand, and we were helping each other through the whole race until, unfortunately, his bike broke after the first lap, so he couldn't continue on to the second.
Oh, bummer. So you were flying solo, so to speak.
Well, I think it's pretty much
you. And how many riders were there?
I believe there were 170 registered and 150 left the starting line.
Wow. That's a lot. I know when we were out pre-running with you guys earlier in the week, I saw some of the goat trails there, and that one coming down that steep-ass hill, I was like, holy smokes. That didn't look like fun to me, but
yeah,
cool
there were a
stuff.
few out there. Even Cody Webb said he had to walk his bike down, so that says it all right there.
That says something right there. Yeah, when Cody's getting off his bike, something that's not easy stuff.
Not just gonna send it.
So you finished. You completed the race. You didn't get hurt, and that was a huge accomplishment there.
Yeah, went out, and after the riders' meeting, Justin, I'm totally gonna butcher his last name, Lowenweber.
I don't know,
but Justin, who puts the race together, he told all the amateurs, be proud if you finish the first lap.
Right.
And after that, I was like, okay, well, going to go out there, finish the first lap, and didn't know if I was going to continue or not. And then Justin came up to me, said, you have time to get to the next checkpoint. Went to the next checkpoint and still had time to get to the next one, and
just
so
kept
on.
Pushing on.
We were at the last checkpoint, and finish line was in sight. So
that's awesome. Right on, man. Well, congrats. That's super
awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, do it while you're young. Because my King of the Motos is way behind. I don't know if it was ever there.
No. I know for sure it was never there for me. But so you've been on the lake bed for what, going on a month and a half now?
Yeah, I don't even know at this point.
You don't even know what day it is, do you?
Nope. I just know 4800's tomorrow, and that's about it.
There you go. So you've done a lot since the motorcycle race. You've done a lot of pre-running. Obviously, we got to do a couple runs with you guys out there. What do you think of the trail this year? What do you think of the course?
Well, Dave put it together with the trail bomber, so I'm super stoked that we're driving a bomber, and I can't wait to get to the rocks. That's all I want to do is get to the rocks. And
heck yeah. I hear the desert's pretty good, though. I mean, like fast. There's pretty smooth.
Yeah, the desert is super smooth. It's all just going to depend on dust, how dusty it's going to be out there. We'll be able to get this car in the 80s if there's no dust, but chances are we'll be
whatever.
dealing with that. So
yeah,
whatever happens in the
that's
desert.
right. That's all right.
Keep the
You
car
know, you
together.
can make some time up in the rocks.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. So with that, we have been asking people, you know, hey, what do you think? Solid axle, IFS, and so far the majority from the people has been solid axle.
Correct.
And mimicking the same thing you're saying. It was, you know, built with a bobber.
Yeah, so the Capreras, they have Brian and Chase both have an IFS car, and I was talking to them after qualifying. They're both deciding to run both their bombers instead of the IFS cars this year. So
Really?
Yep.
Wow, you heard it
That's
here.
interesting.
Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
That is interesting. All right. Well, that says something right there, too. Okay, so you're prepping the car right now. Guys are
It's a flurry of activity
the
behind
panels
us.
are going on.
guys
This is
are
a good
thrashing right
sign.
now.
You're almost done. So, what? Any issues with the car or anything? What have you been doing? Dialing it in, obviously, shock tuning and stuff. But what did you do this year to get ready?
So to get ready for this race, we really just, after KOH last year, we tore the car down, did a full race prep on it, brought it back out for Thanksgiving, ran like 100 miles on it with my Uncle Eric before his injury.
Right.
And the car was great. So we brought it back to the house, tore it down again, just nut and bolted it, replaced any bolts that were a little suspect. And yeah, now we're out here.
Now you're making it happen. So, and those tires look brand new. You want to talk about those new tires?
So Maxxis came on board for the 2023 season, and I couldn't be more stoked on that. It's
Congratulations, man!
It's kind of a dream come true. First
really
tire sponsor.
So you get tires for your bike too, right?
Yeah, tires for the bike and the mountain bike.
Oh my god! And the mountain bike. That's right. You're a big mountain biker.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
That's how you stay in shape. And the tires for the car. So congratulations. That's super cool sponsorship, Maxxis. And then you've been running these tires now for just a few days, right?
Yeah, I've been running them for a few days, and so far I couldn't be happier with them.
Yeah?
They hook up super great on the rocks. I don't see myself cutting a sidewall after how we ran in the qualifying. It was a super rough course, a lot of sidewall killers out there, and the tires look great. So, and they handle amazing in the high-speed ruts, which is awesome.
Okay, yeah. So I noticed when we were in Rufus's pit the other day, they were grinding the outside, the sidewall per se, where the tread comes over the edge, and I was like, "What? How did that wear? What's going on?" Well, that's to keep. You were telling me the sidewall. The ruts to keep it from grabbing.
Yeah, so with the spool in the front end, the car kind of likes to wander a little bit in the desert, and shaving down the sidewall just gets it to where the tire's not trying to climb out of the ruts on us. So
Makes
it just
sense.
stays
Makes
in the
total
ruts
sense.
and runs like it's on rails.
Yeah. See, that's the stuff I like to see in the pits, Chris. It's just like, modifying an existing perfectly good sidewall on a tire where the tread wraps over and they're grinding it down because of that. You don't want to be freaking getting thrown out of a rut, or climb out of a rut, I should say.
Well, yeah, you can
Going 80 miles an hour in the desert.
Roll the car, and that would be bad. So,
well, that's exciting. So then, talk about qualifying yesterday.
So my goal in qualifying was, I guess go back to practice first thing in the morning. We got out there 6 a.m., ran a few laps, and it was a mess. A lot of guys getting stuck, a lot of guys breaking their cars. So after that, it was just keep the car together through qualifying. Didn't want to work on it too much before the race. Wanted to keep all the tires on it and just get through Chocolate Thunder smoothly. And that's exactly what we did. We went out there, we one-shotted Chocolate Thunder and kept it smooth throughout the whole course. And we're sitting in 29th right now.
29th, right behind somebody else pretty famous there.
Right behind Randy Slauson and right next to Marcos Gomez.
Right next to Marcos. That's quite a sandwich right there, man.
Tough company, man. Tough company.
So you are leaving the line on Saturday next to Marcos Gomez.
Yep, that is correct.
Now, did you listen to the podcast with Jason Berger where they go and talk to who they're lining up against? And they find out, what are we going to do? We're not going to take each other out, but are you going to, take off like a bat out of hell? What's going on? But that was some cool insight from Berger.
Sure.
Yep.
Or are you just going to send it?
I know those guys have way more horsepower than we do, and they're going to smoke us in the desert.
Right.
So we're just going to run our own race, not going to try and beat them off the line. We're just going to do us and hope for a smooth race.
And you know this car, the mechanical sympathy we always talk about on the podcast there. So you know when you can push it, when you can't, and it's like it's a marathon, man, right? You got to just ease into it right out of the gate. Yeah. All right. So back to the qualifying course. How did you like that as opposed to, short course in the years past?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
the toughness of the course added a whole new element to qualifying. Usually it's just balls to the wall, pin it everywhere.
Speed.
Comes down to who has the most horsepower. But that course was who could be the smoothest.
Well, it's like shuffling the deck, I think. I mean, everybody's used to what happens out here at the short course right outside of Hammertown. And, I mean, now you throw it, like you said, a whole new element into it. And how are the teams going to handle that? So,
yeah, and I think as a spectator, it was exciting. I mean, I had all kinds of people that weren't on the lake bed texting me, and they're like, "Are you watching this? Are you watching this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're watching it. We were watching the live feed in camp." And super cool.
For sure.
It was exciting. Obviously, a few rollovers and stuff going on, and
there was some
people
carnage.
getting stuck, and it was like, oh, my. I mean, this is the hardest one-day race, and so let's see what you got during qualifying. If you can't make it through qualifying, then
for sure,
maybe you should look into some other racing, I guess.
Get a rocking chair.
Yeah, there you go. Come sit at camp with us. So that's cool. So you're 29th. You get to see Randy leave right in front of you, and then Marcos right next to you. Holy smokes. This is great. Well, that's a good position to be in, I would say.
Yeah, it's really close to where we were last year. And it worked out really well last year until we can continue on. So we're hoping for
better luck this year.
Better luck this year, and just going to try and run the same race we ran last year.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's going to be like it always is, a war of attrition, and of course, who the best prepped car and the best drivers are going to win this race. So
yeah, and have some luck. You just never know. Somebody gets stuck in front of you and starts eating up time, and you just never know. It's all kinds of stuff going on out there, but patience is the key, as Justin mentioned, and just run your race.
We've seen you in the rocks. We know you know how to drive the rocks, and that's where the bomber eats really well. So
that's it's a happy place. And then so tomorrow you were running 4800 with Woody Rose.
Yep, that's correct. I'll be navigating for Woody.
How long have you known Woody, and how did that all come about?
I've known him for a few years now, and out of the blue, he texted me one day and said, "How do you feel about getting a pre-run in before your race?" And that was that. Hopped in the car with him.
That's cool. Right on. And you guys are pretty similar in age.
Yep, he's a couple years older than me.
2 years older. Okay, so you are the younger of the two. Right on. That's great. Yeah, I saw Woody the other night. He was pretty excited, fired up.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Heck yeah. Did you guys do much pre-running together, or?
We have not.
Yeah, because you were busy with the motos, and then obviously with your car. So okay.
Yep.
So, is there? So have you guys talked strategy or anything, or just like just hop in? We'll figure it out as we go.
We have, and we're going to talk more strategy tonight. Of course,
okay.
So.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So, and how many times has Woody raced here at King of the Hammers? Do you know?
I'm sorry, there was.
I know. How long is
going by?
Yeah, was that eggplant car?
I don't know.
Justin, was that Justin? Yeah. See, Aussies. No. So, do you know how many times Woody has raced King of the Hammers?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't know if I know.
I'm not sure either. I know
here
we've
last
seen him
year.
at the short track, but I'm
Yeah, so we met him at Prairie City in person finally.
Right.
Got to talk to him there.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. But to have, in how many years? This will be your...
This will be my second year
driving KOH. But then you were right seat.
I've been right seat since 2019.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be a good right seat. Your experience of the Johnson Valley sounds like Woody's a little light on experience in King of the Hammers, so I think you'll complement him pretty well as his right seat. And then, of course, it'll help you in your race on Saturday.
Yeah, I really hope so.
Yeah, because it's kind of like you're pre-running tomorrow, right? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. Because you see some of these drivers that race the golf carts, the UTVs today, and then 4,800, and then they get in their 4,400 car. It's like, yeah, they know this course inside and out.
That's right. That's right.
Which you already do, but it's just going to reconfirm. And you know how the rock trails change, so getting some eyes on those to see what's popped up in the last few days. Because I was surprised. We ran Thor's Hammer early in the week, right, with you guys?
Yep.
And then I just ran it again 2 days ago, and it changed immensely in the just a couple days. So I was like, wow. There's still that pinch point, though. I just yeah. So that brings up a good question. What is there any places on the course that you're concerned with, or that you've really thought about focusing on because they are technical places?
The biggest, most strategic part of the course, I suppose, would be we have an either or on jack and sledge.
Yeah.
So we still have to figure out what we want to do there. Right now, we're leaning towards just going right to sledge. It's the shortest route, and we'll hit it once. If we can't get it, then I'll be hopping out and pulling cable.
Okay. All right. It's good.
There you go.
Good one. And then what about that alternate section that we were walking the other day? That shale side hill that goes up to Bombs Away to the mailbox, or you can run that ridge up above.
Yeah, top of Jack.
Yeah, so, top of Jack.
If we do decide to take Jack, which in the 4,400 race, we have to take Jack on lap 2 and sledge on lap 3. But up Jack, and then we will be taking the second.
Okay, yeah, because that side hill was...
Yeah, I don't think the side hill is worth it.
No, there's too much risk there and very little reward.
It's wicked off camber.
It's wicked off. I mean, just walking on it, we were having trouble just walking on it.
Really?
Yeah. But it was funny because I'm walking this, I'm like, no way I would try this, And then Justin was up ahead and deeper into it. And I go, Justin, what do you think? He goes, no. I'm like, if he doesn't want to try it, I definitely don't want to try it. And then your uncle's over there in the car. He goes, you want me to do it? Do you remember that when you walked back? He was like, are you guys waiting for me to do it? No, don't go try it. It's not going to end well.
Well, what's your prediction of other drivers in that class that are going to try it?
And 48 or 44?
44.
44, I know a couple guys that have ran that line, but they're in super low, wide IFS cars with much more horsepower than we got.
Yeah.
So those guys, they can make it work.
Okay.
I don't feel like our car has a stability as theirs, so
that makes sense. Yeah, that's smart. That's very smart,
and that's a good thing. So
yeah. All right, so that's cool. Man, what else? I don't know. You're so calm, cool, collected. Car's almost back together. I mean, it's good. You're in a good spot right now.
Yeah,
I like that. There's not chaos and you're waiting on parts or something silly. It's like you guys are in a very good, comfortable spot, right?
Yeah. The only issue we've had all week was one of our Bantam S-Pod boxes that was 3 years old. It overheated a little bit and fried itself, but the guys over at S-Pod, they were awesome and came over right away and helped us out, swapped it out, gave us a spare. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's
cool.
only
so
it.
You just
that's
had to
the
swap
only
out one of the main.
And, yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't be happier with that.
Right on.
Yeah, we came into the pits. We saw you. You were in the middle of the fray working on the car too. And I mean, but that's standard operating procedure for the Wicks family racing team.
Oh yeah,
you got your friends and family and everybody. Just, I mean, look at you right now. Your hands are covered in grease and grime, and
that's how you know your car.
Well, yeah, that's super cool.
And we talked about last year. I was amazed at how few parts and tools you carry and stuff, but I see a nice alternator hanging in there. I don't know if that was there before.
Yeah, so we did have the alternator last year.
Okay.
And thankfully we had it last year. I mean, we still had issues, but with the alternator.
Yeah.
But we're hoping this year we got those issues sorted out and we won't have to put that spare on.
Yeah, that's cool. That's other than that, man, I don't know. It's
one new spare that we decided to carry. We're going to carry a power steering pump. And
Power steering pump?
Yep.
All right.
And that's all we're going to carry. We'll carry a couple tool bags and impact, and that's it.
Yep. Keep her light and agile on the rocks.
Yeah, try and keep her as light as she can be.
What is race weight? Do you know?
We've never put her on
Never
scales.
put it on scales? Yeah, curious. But, yeah, it's super bad. Love the Bomber platform.
Oh, yeah.
So, what about shock tuning? Did you have to do much shock tuning, or was it still pretty dialed in?
We were thinking about it, and then we went out for a couple test runs in the desert, and it still feels super dialed. So Keen got us pretty dialed last year, and we're not going to have to mess with any of the clickers this year.
Right on.
Oh, that's good.
Right on. Well, you want to shout out some sponsors and who helps out with your race program here?
Yeah, so starting off, my dad, my mom, they're my biggest supporters. My two younger sisters, they're always rooting for me. All of our friends in the pits, you can see in here, it's all hands on.
Right.
They're always willing to help no matter what
Some
it is.
of the Rufus guys in here.
Yeah, Rufus Racing's really big. They've supported us for a while now. Kind of taken me under their wing this year, and super happy with that.
That's cool.
Max's Tires this year for coming on board. We were going to run on last year's King of the Hammers tires.
Yeah.
Couldn't get new ones for this year, so that's huge help.
Cool.
Bore Off-Road, they've been with us for a while. High Desert Surface Prep, they really helped out with the rear diff this year. We got a brand new fancy billet aluminum tube works.
Two works in there. Nice.
S-Pod, they got us back on track this year when we had those issues, and we're racing this year for Zandy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Zandy will be in the car this year with us, and hopefully we can make him proud.
100%.
Really, really bummed that he couldn't see all this go together, but
Right. He's definitely here in spirit. Yeah, I mean, you can just feel it when you everybody. I mean, you look. Everybody's got that sticker on their car, right? In memory of Zandy. So it's the support, the race family is huge. And I mean, how cool is it to have a trail out there for him too?
Oh man, Z-Walk it's going to be emotional for sure when we're dropping down Z-Walk.
Yeah,
Yeehaw.
and it's legit. Definitely worthy of being part of the King of the Hammers course. So,
Of course,
I was didn't know Zandy personally. I mean, I met him a few times, but to be able to be up there pre-running with you guys and run Z-Walk for the first time, my first time, that was a special moment too. So, right on, man. Yeah, so it's real good. You got?
Yeah. What's that?
Oh, I thought you had something, Chris.
No.
You good?
I just think we've covered. covered
Justin,
it.
man, I don't know. I like the position that you're in right now. It's a good spot to be. A couple days before the race, and get to go pre-run with Woody tomorrow, and hopefully help him get on the podium, and then it's your turn Saturday morning.
Woody's a hell of
to
a
shine.
driver, so yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, excited to see how Woody drives in the desert.
Yeah.
So we went out for a pre-run in the Razor, but the only time I've sat in the race car with him was qualifying.
Okay, all right. Well, this will be good.
Yep.
Well, man, I'm looking forward to watching you. We'll definitely be cheering you on. We'll give you a fist pump on Saturday morning when you're lining up there in Hammertown, and wish you the best of luck, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Thank you.
I love In the Pits with the Wicks.
In the Pits with the Wicks. I mean, that could
it
be
has
like
a
a
ring.
segment. That should be a permanent segment.
It has a ring.
Or something we do before every KOH.
Yeah. In the Pits with the Wicks.
That's right.
Justin's, that kid just every year just keeps making leaps and bounds forward, and it's exciting to watch and be on the inside in the pits with the Wicks.
He's got youth on his side,
right?
and he's got experience that his father and his uncle are both experienced race car drivers, and he's just got that wealth of knowledge to draw on, and of course the Rufus Racing team. I mean, he's going to go places, man.
Yeah, he can just flat out drive too. I don't think he has any fear. He's very stoic. Very stoic.
Yeah.
But, congrats on the Maxxis Tire sponsorship.
That's right. That's super cool.
Those tires were, I couldn't believe I was squeezing the big old lugs on there, and I was able to squeeze them. I'm like, damn, these things are like stickies. I mean, they're just soft rubber.
You're like Mr. Whipple.
Mr. Whipple, oh my God!
Don't squeeze the
Charmin.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
That was Mr. That is going way back. I wonder when that commercial aired. From what to what? It was on for quite a few years.
That could be a question for the listeners.
There you go.
Of course, Mr. Google will answer that question real fast. But.
Should we have a little contest?
Sure, why not?
We can give him a sticker and a koozie. We just got Johnny brought us to the lake bed. 300 brand new.
Ooh.
The ultra mega koozies. We ordered more of those.
First person that tells us when Mr. Whipple commercial first aired with Charmin toilet paper.
There you go.
Wins a koozie and a sticker.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeehaw.
Nice.
DM Jason on the IG.
I'll probably throw some other stuff in
Whiskey.
there too. We'll see that Chris won't know about. He gets upset when I start giving away the farm.
Well, he's good at it. But like I said,
show the love, man. We give till it hurts here on the right?
So DM Jason at Wheeling Wine Whiskey on the IG.
Yeah. So the first one with the correct answer
wins until we hurt.
No, I don't want to hurt.
Oh, okay.
We give till it hurts.
Oh shit! We've been drinking bourbon, and I got a hammer lung.
Yeah,
but
the whiskey should cut through it.
Great trip, great times, lots and lots of content to come. I mean, there's so much that we did this week, more than a week. So many things that were going on between all the races. We'll give you race updates,
camp updates,
the shenanigans, the shenanigans.
People we bumped into updates.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot that went on. It was super cool.
It was a phenomenal week. I think the only thing I didn't do that I really wanted to was make it over to Lasertown.
Right,
we
Cody.
Didn't make it over to Lasertown. It was such a shit show over there. There were so many people staying there, and you had to have an armband and a sticker and secret handshake to get in. And
I think you had to have a little clicker.
Yeah, we were supposed to do an interview with him and Cameron Still, but it just didn't come together. But maybe we can do one in the future here on the phone with them and see a little race recap.
We got to do it over Zoom or something. Anyway, but there's so much that happened and so much to follow. I mean, but
yeah. So we'll do that. But we wanted to get an episode out here for our Tuesday after KOH. You had the Miles Hasselquist to listen to on the way home if you were here on the lake bed.
Yeah.
That came out last Tuesday. So
what a great guy.
And we've got a couple of really good ones in the can coming up here too. I mean, I was looking at, I was talking to Dolly tonight around the campfire. And camp's just totally packed up, It's just crazy.
There's nobody here. It's like we're the last 2 or 3 people
tumbleweed
here.
went rolling by. But she was asking what interviews, and I was telling her she was getting all excited.
Oh yeah.
So there's 2 right there for you. Follow up with Bronson and Jess from Rec Gear, and of course Justin Wicks.
Right.
That's kicking ass and taking names here in Ultra 4, not just on 4 wheels, but 2 wheels as well.
That's right. No excuses.
Very, very cool. So I don't know, man. I could go on, but I think we need to go to bed here soon because we're wheels up early.
Yep.
And get back to
Boone Road.
We have fucking Boone Road. Damn it. But at least it was amazing watching all the people leaving today. God. And a lot of people left Saturday, like right after the race start. There was like a mass exodus.
Oh, there was.
And then it like kind of calmed down, and then it was like middle of the day. It just was jam packed. And then of course after the race, it was like, good luck, players.
Yeah, we were just sitting up here drinking and watching the con. Well, we couldn't really see it because the wind and dust was horrible. Yeah, but
you could see the red lights.
You could see the red lights
just heading out.
But KOH 2023 is a wrap, and so we're gonna put a bow on this pig.
All right, so, put a bow on this pig.
Nice.
You want to roll dice in the yard too?
Yeah, let's do that. So hey, if you like the show, recommend it to a friend, and of course, if you listen to the show, give us a review on Apple or Apple Podcasts, 5-star review. Then DM Jason on the IG at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com.
No.
And we'll send you a sticker or two, maybe.
Sticker, yeah. We got some new followers that I ran into out here. And so, give us a review if you like the show. Even if you don't like the show, give us a review.
Spread the word. We love having listeners, and obviously the show's growing organically. It's super awesome. And then, of course, if you want to send comments to Jason or Chris, you can do that by sending an email to Jason or Chris at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. Don't forget about our website, www.wheelingwineandwhiskey.com, where you can see all of our past episodes and, of course, our merch and links to the Element fire extinguishers we're trying to sell.
Yes, absolutely. And we have some new, we've got the tactical mounts now and roll bar mounts in stock.
Absolutely.
So that is on our website. And the phone number, we've got some phone messages to play. But we're going to have to do that when we get back home to plug in the phone. We don't have all our cables with us here. But, yeah, what's that phone number, Chris?
408-800-5169.
Right, 408-800-5169. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail, and amongst all this KOH chaos, we will get things caught up on the voicemail side.
Yeehaw.
All right, and with that,
we're out.